Hey, welcome back to my garden. I'm excited to do this video today. It's already really hot outside. It's actually 111 degrees outside where I am right now. So I wanted to share all of the garden must-haves, things that I have to have. So I think you're gonna like this one. So the first one you definitely need to get if you're someone who works with your hands or if you're someone that's out in the garden like I am, and it is my athletic tape. I bought a whole bag of it online, and the reason I bought it is because I'm always hurting my hands when you're outside. A lot of times, no matter what Band-Aid you use, the Band-Aid does not stay on. It comes in all of these little rolls. You can get different sizes and different colors. That's kind of why I like it, is I really like bright colors, but it also helps keep the bandages on my hand. Definitely can't live without this. Don't get germs and dirt into whatever new cut or injury I have on my hands. You can reuse it quite a bit. Obviously, once it gets like dirty or wet or doesn't stick anymore, you'll want to get rid of it. I would recommend changing the bandage and then re-wrapping that athletic tape. And my next garden must-have is cotton string. It is for everything. If you're a gardener, you're probably familiar with this stuff. When I first started gardening, I bought a roll of this and I'm still paying the price. I paid like $8 for it, which doesn't seem like very much money, but it's plastic, and we really want to minimize the amount of plastic that we're using, especially when we're gardeners and we're caring about the planet. And it never disappears. This is around my garden now and I haven't used it in years. Don't buy this stuff. Buy the cotton string. I got this whole thing of it at Dollar Tree. I have 3 of them. They're everywhere throughout my garden. I find it's more visually attractive. I have different colors. I have pink, blue, and white. I use it to trellis up my different plants that are growing, to prop up my trees, to tie down shade cloth. There's so many things that you can do with this string, and so I highly recommend getting at least 1 roll of this. If you've got a little bit of a bigger garden like I do, get 2 or 3. I actually just leave it out here, and since it's 100% cotton, it's completely eco-friendly, and actually the packaging that it came in had no plastic either. You'll find tons of uses for it. It's really easy to cut. It's not like you have to have scissors. You can use garden pruners, a box cutter knife. This is a lifesaver for me. I would definitely recommend getting yourself some cotton string, eco-friendly and super useful. And the next thing that I'm going to recommend is my favorite thing to have in the garden. Now that I have it, I can't live without it, and that is my tool belt. So here is my tool belt. It is not necessarily specifically for the garden. I think it actually is for like construction work. It's made out of leather or suede leather, but it's definitely really sturdy. All right, my camera overheated because of course it did. Here is the tool belt. It's a little bit dorky. It's something that I cannot live without in my garden. I can keep everything in here. There's lots of room, and actually most of my tools stay in my tool belt, so I always have them when I need them. So I have my favorite pruners. I have this for fixing my irrigation when my irrigation goes out. I have these for the white flies. Any seeds that I'm gonna plant. These little clips that I use for clipping down shade cloth and bird netting. And then usually my cell phone, and then maybe some irrigation fittings in here as well. As I was mentioning before my camera overheated, I had a different one of these for a couple of weeks. I used it so much. I am on the struggle bus with this camera today. Thanks for your patience. Yeah, is it dorky? Oh, absolutely. This is so dorky. Like I said, I don't even go in my garden without my tool belt on anymore. These pockets are huge. It's the perfect thing for me to get all of my tools around in the garden, so I'm not running around trying to find my pruners and my seeds. Whatever is in my pocket, my phone, my tool belt is probably the most important thing that I have to have in my garden.